Hello, and welcome to the Brutal Iron Gym podcast, where our goal is to cut through the BS and deliver the brutal truth about topics related to health and happiness. So, today's topic, we're going to discuss training and we're going to talk about at home workouts. So, with some of the craziness going on with the coronavirus, I've had a lot of clients, like my online clients, their gyms have closed and/or there's been different kind of situations where they can no longer go work out where they normally do. So, our gym, located in Rock Hill, South Carolina, Brutal Iron Gym here. We're not going to close anytime soon unless I'm forced to. But I work with a lot of online clients all over the country and actually over in Europe too. And their gyms have been kind of closed down. And some of them have equipment, some of them don't. Some of it's kind of miscellaneous equipment. Um, One person I know, like a couple of trainers of a gym, kind of like shared the equipment and kind of took it home. So their gym's actually closing for a month. So they kind of like divvied up the barbells, divvied up some plates. They took home what they could in their cars, and that way they have some stuff to work out with at home. So it's really getting kind of like just figuring it out as we go with each of my clients. A lot of the clients I have that doing powerlifting meets and aesthetic shows and stuff, they've been canceled. So it's been tough trying to figure out exactly what to do. So what I wanted to do today was make a podcast with a kind of simple at home type workout structure and trying to do this where like I have no clue what your goals are and what your equipment is a little hard. So it's going to be slightly vague. However, we're going to save it here at the end with an offer for some discounted services. So in general, what a good basic kind of strategy how to handle at home workouts is to do exercises in circuits. So typically, one of the biggest issues with doing stuff at home is you're not going to have a lot of weighted resistance. So you might have some dumbbells, some kettlebells, some bands and stuff, but you're not going to typically be able to mimic like a 500-pound squat or deadlift or 300-400-pound bench press with at-home stuff. Now I do have clients who have at-home gyms, and it's awesome because we're not skipping a beat. But most people who work out at home are going to listen to this podcast are going to need kind of like, what do I do when I don't have the best of equipment available or the heaviest stuff available? So we typically work out in circuits because it'll help to compound the difficulty of each exercise by doing them back to back to back. So a circuit of 4 exercises, for example, means you would do a set of exercise 1, right into a set of exercise 2, right into a set of exercise 3, right into a set of exercise 4. You would then take a predetermined kind of rest period, and then you go back through a second set of exercise 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So you wouldn't do all of the exercise 1 and then all of the exercise 2. You would actually do a round of each, doing them back to back to back to back with a rest afterwards. So that circuit structure works really well because, like I said, it kind of makes everything in the back half of the circuit really difficult. So typically, we would put our exercises in a circuit from the hardest exercise or exercise category first to the easiest exercise or exercise category last. Meaning that while I'm fatigued, like while I'm fresh, I want to do the hardest stuff. Then at the end of the circuit, when I'm tired, I would want to put the stuff that I typically would find too easy to do because now I'll be tired and maybe it'll be difficult. So I'm going to present to you 4 categories of things that you want to put into a circuit. The order of the circuit is going to be determined by you. So the first category we have is push exercises, which are exercises that work our chest, our shoulders, and our triceps. Then we have pulling exercises, which work our back and our biceps. You then have core, so anything that works your abdomen, like your, abs. It can be, crunches, rotation, anti-rotation, flexion, anti-flexion. So anything like that, anything that works your kind of core or midsection. Then we would have legs. So those are typically 4 areas that everyone needs to focus on. Now you can add areas to that, or you can kind of subtract if you wanted to, but you're typically going to want to address each of those 4. So you want to address the push and the pull muscles of the upper body, so that we have all the muscles of the upper body covered. You want to address your core, so that way that's covered, and then you want to address your legs. Kind of makes sense, right? Now, some people, like for example, if we're doing like females, we might specify thighs versus glutes. So they might do an exercise, say like body weight squats, but then also do like single leg glute bridges. So they might separate some of this stuff out depending on what their individual needs are. So if I want to focus more on my legs, I can kind of separate them out even into glutes versus quads versus hamstrings. If legs aren't that big of a concern to me, then I can leave my legs as one category, and as long as I'm doing something that addresses the legs, that's good enough. So same thing to do with like push muscles and pull muscles is if somebody wanted to emphasize more upper body stuff, they could separate those muscles out, those groups out. So for example, we might set up a workout where I'm just going to give a really stupid quick example here is just push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, and bodyweight squats. That covers everything. But a person might do a couple rounds of that, then think like, okay, I want to do something specific for my shoulders. I want to do something specific for this other body part, maybe just my biceps. So they might do an additional circuit after that. So you can do multiple circuits of exercises. You don't have to just do one large circuit and call that a whole workout. But you can if you want to. So it kind of depends on how much time and energy and effort you have to give to this, and also what your skill levels are and what equipment you have. So even if you have no equipment, you can get exercise ideas off YouTube. Just type body weight push-ups, and there'll be like or push-up variations, and there's 4 million of them, from beginner to intermediate to advanced. You can do body weight back exercises. There's actually videos for that. How do you train your back when you can't do a pull-up? How do you train your back when you don't have any equipment? So there are different type of like scapular retraction type exercises that work to work the muscles of your upper back, even if you don't have any equipment. There's a million ab exercises, so don't worry about finding those. You'll definitely find those. And you can find bodyweight leg exercises. So go onto YouTube and search for kind of the category that you want. And in general, I would select a video that has a lot of views, so that way you're picking somebody who knows good information. So one channel suggestion is redefining strength. So you can kind of write that down or take a second to pause there. Is Redefining Strength is a good channel. It's a lady. She has a lot of the variations, and you'd find anything you want from there, pretty much. So you can check that out. Also, I have a like 30-page Word document of exercise links and names that I use to write programs, so that way I don't have to search on YouTube for them all the time. I just search for them once. Once I find a video that I like for a certain type of exercise, I save it in my file. So if you're wanting any kind of categorical ideas, you can email us, brutaliron@gmail.com, and I'll help out as well with that. So in general, that's going to be your best bet, is setting up a circuit. Make sure you address push muscles, pull muscles, core, and legs. The order, again, would be whatever's the hardest thing for you to do, you would do first. Whatever's the easiest, you would do last. Typically, we would do 1 to 2 practice rounds where you're going to practice the technique in the form of the exercises, kind of like a low pace, maybe half the reps you really want, just an idea to get comfortable with it. Then you want to aim for 3 to 5 working rounds, which are rounds that like they were hard to do. If you can get through 3 and it feels super challenging, that's great. Just stop there. If you feel like you can do a 4th and a 5th, good, go ahead and do so. If you feel like you can't even do at least 3 rounds, probably whatever you pick to do is too hard, and you need to find easier variations. If you can do more than 5 rounds, you probably pick something too easy, and you need to find harder variations. Now, how much time and attention and stuff do we have for this? Like how many sets and how many reps do we do? We just talked about sets. That's all kind of dependent on what equipment you have. So in general, I would most often have clients do stuff between 10 to 60 seconds. I know that's a huge, huge window, but if you can't do something for at least 10 seconds, it's probably too hard. And if you can do something for longer than 60 seconds, it's probably not even worth doing. So again, the only reason why our body adapts and changes to our training is if the stimulus we're providing is so above and beyond our current abilities that the body feels like it needs to make those adaptations and changes to increase its abilities. So if you're doing something for longer than 60 seconds, it's probably not hard enough to actually force your body to make an adaptational change to it. So people who do like 10-minute planks, no offense, that's kind of stupid because your body's not going to change from that. So you're developing the skill of doing a 10-minute plank, but why and who cares? I know that sounds so mean, but it's overrated how long somebody can hold a plank as to the usefulness and benefits of that. So if you can do an activated plank, which if you don't know what that is, go on YouTube, search Brutal Iron Gym activated plank. If you can do an activated plank for 60 seconds, you'd be freaking amazing. So where you're actually activating your abdominal muscles rather than just sitting there statically boring yourself to death. So, sorry, I went on a little rant there, but 10 to 60 seconds is a good time frame. If you want to be, excuse me, if you want to be super challenging to yourself, you can try to find 10 to 30 seconds. Those would typically be very demanding things that you would find difficult 10 to 30 seconds. And again, if you have trouble kind of putting together this on your own, we are going to make, excuse me for a second here, we are going to make an offer to write at-home workout plans. And if anybody wants to add an additional like training plan, a nutrition plan to that, we'll discount everything half off, just because I understand, it's kind of bad circumstances in which people are having to maybe make these changes. However, I don't have time to do it for free, so that kind of sucks. So I got to charge something. But I want to try to help as much as I can. So we figured we'd do like maybe a half off kind of discount thing to where, gives me a chance to help people, but maybe a little bit of a lesser rate. So if you think through this and what I'm saying in here sounds like something you'd like to try, but it seems overwhelming to put it together for yourself. So you can reach out to us. So we'll just charge $50 for like a 4-week at-home workout plan. And that's actually something you could use like repeatedly for 12 weeks in a row. So you could use it just three months in a row and it would still be pretty productive. And you also can save it for any time you ever need it, whether you're going traveling or on a trip or, just need a couple workouts out of it or a week here or there. It's something you can use for a long time. So that'll just be $50. And generally that takes me time to put together because we will make it personalized. I'll make it personalized to whatever equipment you have, however many days a week you can train, and your current skill levels. So I'll pick exercise variations and things that'll make it appropriately difficult for you. So I'll do all of that work for you, which is why I'm going to collect some money for it, for the time investment and the knowledge investment. So if you need at-home workouts but you're not sure how to structure them, reach out. So we'll do at-home workout plan for $50, and if you want to throw in a nutrition plan there, we'll cut that off at half off too, $50. So I'm not doing this to necessarily make money, but I want to offer that so in case somebody's interested, they know the option is out there. So, but that's generally how we handle at-home workouts. Now somebody says like, well, what do I do if I have some equipment? So if I have a barbell, if I have plates, if I have kettlebells, if I have dumbbells, you still want to stay with the same categories. So we're still going to stay with push, pull, core, legs. But maybe for legs, instead of just body weight squats, you might do goblet squats. You might do dumbbell stiff leg deadlifts. You might do like goblet reverse lunges or forward lunges. You might do, maybe you have a barbell. You can do variations of, deadlifts, conventional deadlifts, sumo deadlifts. You can do variations of squats. You can do, hip thrusters. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. So you would just want to kind of search that on YouTube. So if you said barbell leg exercises, you'll find stuff. Dumbbell leg exercises, you'll find stuff. So you just got to go out there and look. And I know that takes time, and some people don't know what they're looking for. And again, that's why we're offering the service to write it for you. But typically what you want to look for when you're looking for videos is things that have high amount of views and things that have professional style editing to them, which is kind of ironic because my videos do not, because I just make them myself and I don't want to spend, 20 hours a day editing videos. But typically the people who are going to be the best to listen to are somebody who owns a business, somebody who has some kind of professionalism aspect to them. So if it's just some dude, in mesh shorts and no shirt, probably not the best person to listen to. So try to pick somebody with high views and what looks like a professional type feel. And again, Redefining Strength is a really good channel to look at. And of course, our channel is good too, but we tend to do videos on single exercises rather than like group categorical exercises. So Redefining Strength is a great place to look at. You can also add other components to the workout. So you can add like balancing exercises, jumping exercises. You can add cardio components, like maybe we're doing jump ropes or box jumps, things like that. Maybe you can do jump up and down your stairs. You can kind of run around the house. If you have a hill in the yard, you can run hill sprints. So you can add more to it, but a good general structure is a circuit. The good categories to focus on are push, pull, core, legs. You can find all the videos on YouTube. You want to do 1 to 2 practice rounds, 3 to 5 working rounds, and difficulty levels where each exercise you fail somewhere between 10 to 60 seconds. Okay, now, hopefully that was helpful. What's the rest period you should take? I would take very short rests while you're fresh. So the first couple of rounds, I'd probably take a short rest. Last couple of rounds, I'd take a longer rest. It's okay to vary your rest per round, depending on what you feel like is needed. So the idea is to be slightly out of breath, not fully recovered between each round. So don't hee-haw around and bullshit on social media and waste the goodness of the workout. So make sure it's a full, good, hardcore challenge. Okay, so that was some quick information, hopefully some things that you can kind of take and use now. If you want any extra help kind of with that exercise selection, you can email us and we'll help you. If you want kind of the programs or any kind of plans written for you, again, we're happy to help and we'll do a discount at it. Just make sure that everybody can kind of have a chance to still move forward in their health, physical health, and their happiness during times of uncertainty. So, hopefully this helps. If you need anything at all, please, please, please email us. Our email is brutalironjim@gmail.com. We're here to help. Anything at all, please, please, please let us know. So we've already had people reach out, and I'm already going to start emailing them back and trying to make more podcasts on their questions so we can get this stuff sorted out for people. But thank you to those who've reached out, and anybody else that wants to know anything, please reach out as well. Cool. Okay. So if you like the podcast, please share it with family and friends. The more people we help, the happier the world will be. Also, if you like this information, you can find more from us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Brutal Iron Gym. And if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. The podcast is for you, so we want to know what you want to learn about. You can tell us at our email at brutalironjim@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful, and thank you for listening. And thank you for watching.